Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. This is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, what we're going to have a look at this 1994 Detective Comics Annual featuring Batman. And in this particular year, all of the annuals were done as Elseworlds stories. I mean, they don't fit into the regular continuity. Taking the characters in a different concept, and of course, Batman really lends himself well to it because there have been so many Elseworlds type Batman stories over the years, and this is just one. And Batman and Superman, but probably mostly Batman, lends themselves as very well to that concept, largely because he is without superpowers, and he can more easily fit into a variety of niches. But Superman works very well for it too, more so than most of the other DC superhero characters. And in this particular one, Batman is a pirate from the, like Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah. This is written by Chuck Dixon, and the art is by someone who I am completely unfamiliar with, Alcatena, I think is how you pronounce that. And this is a great cover. He looks very swashbucklery. It has, of course, you have the ship's rigging there, and then the chart in the background. And the whole. I really enjoy the story, and the whole package is a nice package. The artwork, etc. And so this is longer than a normal comic would be. It's square bound. I have a few other somewhere. I have a few other of the Elseworlds annuals from that year. I really enjoyed them, but I didn't get too many. I got one of Superman. I know. I may have another one of Batman from his own title. I can't say. And I wanted to remind you, since Chuck Dixon is the author of this particular tome, I want to remind you that Chuck Dixon has his own channel on YouTube. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. Tell him Bizarre Brain Comics sent you. Okay, now let's see what we've got here, shall we? And yeah, that's good. And it's a nice calligraphy, which I think is typeset and stuff. But some great, like this sea battle scenes is just fantastic here. And it sort of says, wherever pirates gather, wherever sea dogs sing, they howl the song of the flying fox and the man called Leatherwing. They howl for their ale in hell, me lads, and the man called Leatherwing. 'Twas under the mantle of darkness, in the reign of good King James, that his black sails snapped and his cannon cracked the length of the Spanish main. He was feared in the house of Dons, me lads, on the coast of the Spanish Main. Oh, that's cool. I like that. And of course, there's this double-page spread, boom, swinging into action, sword in hand. And in this story, his first mate and right-hand man is Alfredo, who is I think in this instance is Italian. And of course, Leatherwing is English. He is a privateer, not actually a pirate. And and I'm not going to ring all that stuff in this battle here with a Spanish ship and going to town. And in this case, this version of Batman, who is called Leatherwing, is not above shedding blood and killing people. but that's expected. They won the battle. Has the captain at sword point as they loot the ship and find out that there's is a prisoner, this lovely young native lady. Yes, she is, and someone he knows. She is the princess of the daughter of a native tribe on Florida, I think. And her father is the chief, so he treats her well, and he plans on taking her back. Meanwhile, in whether it's supposed to be Tortuga or Port Royal, I'm not sure. Our scene changes. I think it's probably Tortuga. A couple of loudmouth body drunken sailors stagger down the quay, and they're confronted by a young slip of a runt and ruffian in a red shirt, green trousers, and cloak, and a black mask, and he goes by the name of Robin. Yeah, and he leads a bunch of street urchins, and Leatherwing is his hero, and they rob these guys who are, I guess, had been as a bloody king's ransom. They had more gold than a bishop, and it's all ours. Yes, and they snatch it. So these street urchins now can get something to eat. Another one of the urchins kind of confronts him, and he has to establish his status. Meanwhile, here's in port, Leatherwing and the Flying Fox. Of course, Flying Fox is a type of bat. As I think it was the governor or whatever, he's come to get his share of the booty from the Flying Fox and Leatherwing, because remember, they're a privateer. Part of their booty goes to the crown. And here in discussion look at the beautiful seascape, the storm, the ship running before the wind. Oh, looks great. They called their skipper the Laughing Man, captain of the Pescador. With a fixed grin and a heart of sin, he ruled the Honduran shore. They say he was the devil's mate. To Satan alone was he true. He scraped the docks and the pillory blocks to fill out his villainous crew. Aye, he sailed to the gates of hell and back to press him, his villainous crew. Oh, that's cool. Now, here they're talking about his background. We find out that he is a landed gentleman who has lost his land and his title, and he has taken up this occupation to acquire a fortune so that he can get his property and titles back. So now this part that I read here was referring to, of course, the Joker, the piratical version of the Joker, and he's got this fellow here strapped to the muzzle of a cannon, and trying to get information about Leatherwing's hidden harbor. And he doesn't know, but he finally gets, because he's supposed to be finding this information out for the Pope or Bishop, whatever. Anyway, and he's he tells what little bit he knows. So the Joker has an idea where he's at. Meanwhile, Robin has swum out to the Flying Fox, snuck aboard, and is a stowaway on the pirate ship. Meanwhile, then, they go, and he goes to return the princess to her father, and he turns right around and gives her back to him as his wife. He doesn't want a wife. He doesn't want to take her for a wife. She is basically forced to go with him. Then our scene changes again, because the Joker has a plan and needs to enlist some aid. The fair Captain Felina, feared in the ports of the main. Once was a landed countess, once was a lady of Spain. She surrendered it all for the stink of a squall. Blown it in off the jungle coast, she scuttled more ships and ruined more men than any a man can boast, me lads. Than any a man can boast. Yes, and of course, Catwoman. So, and she some being questioned by some of her crew or another crew, doesn't matter. She lays them low, shows them who's boss. Then she is approached by the Joker for his plan. He wants to get the hidden location of Leatherwing's hidden harbor, and wants to use get her assistance because they know that Leatherwing has been squirreling away all this treasure, and if they can get find his hiding place, they can abscond with his treasure, and hopefully do away with Leatherwing himself. So he tells her his plan, and she decides to go along with it. Meanwhile, Robin, still hidden on board the ship, she happens to overhear a couple of sailors. He happens to overhear a couple of sailors talking about the possibility of mutiny. He's discovered, runs across around the ship, and doing his bit to lay them low until they are it's put to a stop by Leatherwing. Whoops! Yeah. So he basically is adopted as cabin boy. The men are sorely chastised. The boys fed. Here's ads for some of the others. Man of Steel Annual 3, Catwoman Annual, etc. Some other Elseworlds annuals. And so then here we go with the Joker and Felina, Catwoman, and has her dressed up in this fancy dress. She is to be a fancy Spanish countess, which she is. She hates the dress, but it's for the pretense. And so they're looking for Leatherwing's ship. They spot it. That's when they're sure that Leatherwing is watching them, they're dressed up as Spanish soldiers, flying their own Spanish flag, and about to make the lady walk the plank. She does. Leatherwing, so no, he dives to the rescue, staves off attacking sharks with Alfredo and the rest of the crew's help. They both get aboard, largely due to having shot a shark, and the other sharks take out that shark. So she is brought aboard, given the captain's cabin, and made as comfortable as possible. She's trying to decide whether he's going to hold her for ransom or what. And she kind of canoodles. They do seem to kind of like one another. And even Alfredo comments on it, as well as Robin, while he takes the night watch. She comes up on deck, and they get pretty friendly there, and even friendlier still. Then he is right into his hidden harbor, which goes right into a batty-filled cave, where they have a little place there where they're their own little port built there. But look, a great job on doing those bats. They come in, and Leatherwing is greeted by the Indian princess, and the guy says, one of the crew says, "Oh, that's Princess Quackshawah, a gift from King Hopper. Lively little minx, ain't she, lady?" And she gives him a black eye, because when he describes her as his wife, she's not his wife, but. So she is distraught. Well, she knows where the cave is hidden. She dons her regular garb, sneaks away, and meanwhile, Robin is being shown the treasure, and he explains that he plans on getting his his family back, basically. And I said, where is the Countess? I'll go search for her. Well, he finds her as she's getting out and follows her where she is meeting up with the Joker. But he is discovered. Look at that. It's like right out of, what you call it, Treasure Island. And he is the boy hostage. And they got him tied up, and she's with him, and she's supposed to, well, they're sneaking in. They're going to sneak in and take him by surprise. Meanwhile, Robin actually tells her that, because they're talking, and says, no, she's not really his wife. He's not married. That lady just thinks they are. And he realizes that she loves him, and so she switches sides again, lights off a cannon, one of the cannon, kablooey, as a warning. So Leatherwing and company are know they're under attack, and meanwhile the Catwoman and Robin are fending off the Joker's goons until the Flying Fox is coming out and comes abreast, cannon blasting, kablooey, and then they have the boarding party. Woohoo! Clang, 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 right out of Errol Flynn and Basil Rathbone. Ching, ching, look, could be right from them. Ching, 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 ching. And of course he cheats because he's got a gun built into the grip of his sword handle. Robin runs and takes the shot. Kablooey! He said, "Foul creature!" and thrusts his cutlass right through his body, pinning him, I say, to the mainmast. Boom! Grabs up the injured boy, and it says, Alfredo says, "What of this ship? Scuttler! What of the crew, mi capitan? They can swear loyalty to me, or they can join their skipper on the floor of the quay. The boy, he draws breath yet. I am a hand at surgery. And you and I, my past, is past. You were born the second before I sighted you." So, you have the Bat and the Cat. The Robin will do well. The Flying Fox is out and about once again, and the Joker is in Davy Jones' locker. So they sailed the seas as one, all under one silken banner, and where they went the wicked feared, and the barbarous learned manners. Age devoted to... devoted to him she was, and he likewise the same, and robbed the fastest ships they did along the Spanish main, consigned the devils to hell they did along the Spanish main. They preyed on the sons of Hispania, and they plundered the ships of the Pope. To set their dark sails a-comin' was to live with the narrowest hope. For all heard the tales whispered neath the gunwales, and all heard the songs that they sing below the green waves. The ocean's a grave for them who's faced Leatherwing. Aye, the ocean's a home for the dead, me lads, for those who's crossed Leatherwing. Oh, that took a lot longer than I had intended. But that, I really enjoyed that. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is the beginning of a series that I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks. A series featuring various incarnations and concepts of Batman. Yes, Batman. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you're a Batman fan, stick close because we'll have several different Batman tales. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and remember, comics are art.